Good morning, coders. We're back with another exciting day here at the Coding Academy. I started teaching the freshmen, and it's been a pleasure to meet you all. You all got me from 75 to 103 subscribers, so thank you. I appreciate your dedication to my channel and making games on Game Lab. So we'll move away from Game Lab someday once you all advance a little more, but for now we're gonna keep going with the gnome game, but we gotta come up with a better name. So I was thinking My Homie the Gnomie. That's the name of the game. My Homie the Gnomie is the game we're gonna be building for now. Okay, so a couple things. Remember last time we basically have Flappy Bird. We don't want to be able to jump while we're in the air already. We don't have infinite jumps. We're a gnome. We're not a gnome with a jetpack on our feet. So we're going to get rid of that. So we just basically need a second condition in the if key went down up, which is giving us our negative velocity. We need to be only able to jump if we're not jumping. So how do we know if we're jumping? Well, the simplest thing would be to say like our velocity, but what? Our velocity is greater than 15. Our velocities, because when we're going up, our velocity is negative, but when we're coming back down, our velocity is positive. And at the very top, it's 0. So like my first instinct would be to put gnome velocity is 0, but that's not going to work. So I think we're going to need a variable to know if we're jumping. So let's do that. So is jumping, and obviously is jumping starts at false. When we press up, we're going to set jumping is jumping equals to true. And then when we start touching the ground or the platform, then is jumping is false again. So there we go. I think this will work. Remember, a true or false variable is called a Boolean, and we use Booleans to make extra conditionals. So if key went down, up is jumping is true, and when we get back down to the platform, is jumping is false. We're not jumping anymore. And then we just need to change it. So if key went down, up, and not is jumping. So the exclamation point means not, is jumping. So if is jumping is true, then we'll say and not true, which is false, which won't let us allow it. So the only way, I'll do a tutorial on Booleans, but something true and false is always a false statement. So if I said it is morning and I am a gnome, well, that whole sentence is false because I combined a true statement, it is morning, with a false statement combined together in a Boolean and statement. That's what this and is, makes a false statement. So only true and true stays true. So that's some introduction to Boolean algebra, and I'll do a better tutorial. So now it's not Flappy Bird anymore. I can't spam jump. I can only jump when I hit the ground. So perfect. Okay, next thing is when we get to the platform, we still have this crazy little like go through a platform thing. So the best way to do that is we only want to set our velocity to 0 if we're coming down from the platform on top of it. If we're landing on top, that's when we want to set our velocity back to 0 and stop jumping. So how are we going to do that? So if gnome is touching platform and something, and what is going to be true if we know we're coming on the top. So remember, our velocity starts at negative, we get to the top, and then our velocity goes positive again. So only if gnome dot velocity y is greater than or equal to 0 do we want to set the gnome back on top of the platform. Let's see if that works. So now we can walk through the platform, we jump, and we don't get stuck inside it, but we do land on top of it. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that. We are now My Homie the Gnomie now has one working platform that we can jump off of. So I got a couple requests in the comment section. Oh, look at that. Somehow, I don't know how this glitch works, but yeah, I kind of land in the ground if you jump from too high. I think it's because my velocity is like fairly negative, and the first collision makes me go through, and then I jump up onto the ground. Well, I'll fix that bug another day. But as I was saying, in the comment section, I got requests for running. So if I hold space, I go faster, maybe, is a run. And a projectile, actually. I should probably move to WASD controls. Whoa. Yeah. Because I was told arrow keys are for noobs, so I should probably get good and use WASD. And then we can have more controls for shooting and running. So, oh gosh, I really want to, that bug's annoying. Why do I land in the ground? So my velocity is too fast, and the first collision brings me underneath the ground. How can I fix that? What is the gnome's position to start? The gnome starts at 3x, well, y of 300. Okay, so I think a good hack to fix that one would just be to put gnome.y equals 300. So just force the gnome's y. Oh, this is going to break. We'll see. No. Oh, it didn't. I thought for a second. All right, cool. So yeah, we can just make it so when the gnome is touching the ground, instead of sometimes, okay, gosh, this is hard to explain, but basically the first collision, the first time the game detects a collision with the gnome touching the ground is, let's see if I can, let me pause it. I'll pause it like right here. Let's see if that helps. Continue. Nope. Forget about it. Next time I will try and explain how that works. But essentially, the gnome is slightly above the ground, and then its velocity was like -20, so it moves 20 pixels into the ground. And so the first time it detected a collision, he was actually underground. So if we just reset gnome.y to 300 that first time, it'll essentially, even if the first collision he's underground, it'll move him back to the top of the ground. And you can see like our feet disappear in the platform right now, so we could probably do something about that as well. But also maybe, I don't know if we want to go behind platforms, but it's kind of cool because it covers the gnome's eyes. So maybe we want that. Hello, I'm a gnome. All right, that's it for today. I obviously am not teaching freshmen today, so I will see you all on Friday, and I'll see my juniors today. So have a great day, coders, and I will see you tomorrow.